know him. Okay, my name is Efrain Blanco, and today I will be presenting my persuasive speech. Okay, I will be introducing the people that will actually help me out. This is Daniel, Miss Margarita, Miss Alicia, Ellie, Cesar, and Miss Tamia. Okay, so without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and start my speech. Okay, imagine yourself looking at your loved one at a bed inside a hospital in their final moments, hooked up to a respirator machine, going through horrible processes such as chemotherapy and other stuff to fight against cancer. Now, this is not horrible stories that are just created on books or movies. This is actual stories that happen on everyday basis to families all over the world. This is actually something that happened to my own family. Okay, in 1998, my grandfather was actually taken away from me because he ended up with cancer due to his heavy smoking addiction that he had ever since he was young. Over the time, my grandfather got worse and worse, and in 1998 he actually was diagnosed with the cancer. And the only memory I actually have of my grandfather is actually the one I just described a few seconds ago. Unfortunately, because of this horrible addiction, my grandfather was taken away from me, and what I'm trying to do, what I will go over today, is all that that cigarettes do, all that smoking does, and all that causes, how many people it kills. Basically, I will go over the bad effects of what cigarettes are. According to the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, nearly 1 in every 6 American actually smokes. This is not really where it stops. People got to think also about, for every one person that smokes, there's other people that are affected by secondhand smoking. According to the Americans for non-smokers' rights, for every 4 non-smokers, there is one that still gets affected by this horrible addiction. Now, people think that this is not really a horrible number, but that this is just something that doesn't really matter. We see people smoking everywhere. We see people just, casually, they try to get away from us, but we gotta think, this is smokes and fumes that just travel to the atmosphere and actually will get to us. Even if we're not really smelling it, they will eventually get into our systems and affect us directly. The American Lung Association has found that in every cigarette there is actually more than 600 ingredients which make them up. Out of these 600 ingredients, once we actually light them up, 7,000 chemicals are created, 69 of which are proven to be cancer prone, and the rest are all toxic or poisonous. According to the National Cancer Institute, actually cigars are way worse than cigarettes, having 10 times the levels of the cancerogenious toxins and tar rather than cigarettes. Knowing all of this, companies such as Marlboro, Camel, and others still create these products and actually come out with new ones every year in mass amounts and promote this all over the world, making it not only targeting adults but children. And although countries such as ours have actually taken actions against this and created their own commercials that actually make it to that where smoking is promoted as a bad thing, the number keeps rising. Although we do see that these commercials have been effective in this country since the number has lowered in the past 2 years. According to the Tobacco Free for Kids, tobacco kills about 480,000 people every year. Now, this number is huge. It is the main cause of death in the United States, killing more people than car accidents, alcohol, illegal drugs, suicides, and murders all combined. This number, people still believe that it's not such a huge thing, but once we actually look into it and know that a lot of this is women and children. 165,000 children, according to the CNN medical managing editors, Ms. Blanco, actually are reported to be all children from people die, and all of these are children under 5 years of age who are actually diagnosed with infections to lower lung diseases. After all this information, we still see people that still go and buy and still promote all of these products. We do have to start buying this. We do have to go ahead and fight against this. Today we see that people are actually creating new products and new ways of reaching this addiction, and in countries such as Cuba, Venezuela, and South American countries, we see that because this product is actually not being able to get bought out in the same ways, they're actually more horrible as they don't have the filter, so they have to create them with their own hands. These products actually are worse. With all this information, people certainly do get alarmed. And for me, myself, which I have lost my family to this, today I am alarmed that my own father, who has smoked since he's 11 years old, one day might actually suffer the same fate as his own father did. Although people try to quit, it is an addiction that it is almost inevitably and very hard to stop. And today I suffer the fear that one day my father might end up in the hospital, such as my grandfather did. My belief is that every person in the world should go against smoking, and I recommend that we all try to go against it. No children should have to be wondering what smoke is the one that's going to take for their parents or their loved ones to actually be at the morgue. I appreciate your assistance today, guys, and I will go ahead and accept questions. Any questions?
No. When do you think, do you have a projected date by when you think smoking will end in its entirety, or if not end, at least get at a better percentage?
Smoking, although the last 2 years, smoking has actually dropped on itself on the United States, dropping from a 80% to a 60% of people actually using smoking. It's still not a percentage that I can give you, or a number that we can give you, since it has been a low and high, low and high. It keeps rising as it goes, and it really doesn't, it's not a number that can be calculated. It just depends on how much effort we actually put as Americans and as people to actually stop this.
Is there a certain brand that kills more than others?
All brands are actually horrible, but yes, Marlboro and Camel are the two worst brands that actually have affected the most. I do thank you, Professor, for actually giving me the opportunity to present this speech, and thank you very much, guys, for being with me today again. Have a good day, guys. Thank you so much again.